here I am. Engine is out. I'm now testing for seeing how much or how big my intercooler can be, how much space there is. There are several issues with that. I also was making audio inside of the video, but unfortunately, if I have music playing in the background, YouTube will, I don't know, flag it as copyright, this and that. So I have to actually now make voiceovers on all of my videos, which makes stuff even more complicated than it already is. So yeah, anyways, this is probably gonna be the new format that I'm gonna be doing, just showing you what I do and doing a voiceover on it. So anyways, as you can see, I'm just sitting around and thinking, and one of the things that I found out takes the most time is thinking about how you're gonna do stuff. I mean, just to think about how I'm gonna mount the intercooler and find one that fits and execute that, only that one thing. I mean, it takes a very, very long time. Actually, I did find an intercooler that I like later on that I ordered from the internet. I was promised it should be arrive in 2 weeks, blah blah blah. Now it's a month later and it's not coming, and now I just heard that it will be another 2 to 3 months before that intercooler will come. So there you have it. Just one small thing can then stop a whole project. Now I have to remeasure everything, rethink and recalculate and find out how or what intercooler I can then mount. So yeah, okay, that's how it goes. Time to just remove some of the material of the cross member to make some more space for the engine. So what I'm trying to explain here, pointing my fingers, is that there's not a lot of space, that the engine actually, or the fuel rail, will hit these two in and outlets for the water heater core inside the cabin of the car. So need to do something about that also, and that means moving the engine forward. To move the engine forward more, we need to make more space on the cross member, and we also need to make more space in the tunnel so that there's space for the gearbox and the gearbox adapters. That meaning taking all of that stuff off and simply just, I mean, banging on it, making space with a hammer. And later, in some later videos, I have to make even more space. So a lot of space have been made, well, not a lot, but a little bit more space have been made. So it's time for me to put the engine back in again. I think that's now third or fourth time I put the engine in. And you know, these videos that I make, they are not made on the day that when this happened. So right now I'm sitting here making this video. I'm a lot further ahead. So I can tell you that the engine goes in and out. I mean, I think I'm in and out 10 times at least by now. So it's not just a symbol, because we actually have to modify a lot more than I originally hoped for and planned for. So yeah, that's gonna come in some of the upcoming videos. So Yeah, stay tuned if you wanna know what's gonna happen. Making a gearbox template so that I can kind of see how the gearbox would look when it also was up there in the tunnel. This will make it easier for me to make space where I need it. So I'm just gonna cut that out from some cardboard and then use it in the tunnel.
So it's 2:30. I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Can even hear my voice is starting to go away. Easy. But jeez, have a look here. How much we have to. Now, I removed all of that stuff that you probably saw earlier in the video, and I banged the crap out of all of that to make space for this adapter plate. But you still have to fit a gearbox here. You know what I mean? I mean, you need to. I mean, there needs to be a clutch on the top of this here that sticks out here, and you then would have to put a gearbox up and slide it over and also be able to take it out again. You know, how do you do that when the tunnel is no bigger than this? You know, so I mean, I'm gonna bang everything I can in as much as possible to make as much room here as possible, and then I'm gonna move the engine as much forward as I possibly can without hitting the subframe, which is not a lot. It's like this much, and then the engine hopefully can tilt down so much that it makes space that you could get the gearbox in and out, you know. If you do it a dumb way, you just take the engine out, put the gearbox on and slide everything back in here. That is not a problem. But when you then have to do something to your gearbox at some point in time, you would have to have the whole engine out again to get the gearbox free, which is not something that I'm a big fan of. I mean, that is really stupid.